What is up, guys? It is the Sports Dirt Bradley Walker, and welcome to the Walker Report, part of NGSC Sports Guys. Remember the website, it's ngscsports.com for all your current sports content. All right.
Yeah.
Sorry about last week, guys. I had a family emergency happen to me like 5 minutes before we were supposed to go on. So we are back this week. We lost a pillar in college football last week
Yes.
in Lou Holtz. One of the, I would say, better college football coaches in my lifetime.
Yes. And mine. And mine.
Yeah, I mean, more known for his time at Notre Dame. But he was pretty successful everywhere he went. I mean, he started at William and Mary where he was 13 and 20 in 1969 to 71. And then he had an under 500 record with the Minnesota Golden Gophers in 84, 85 before he went to Notre Dame. He was 10 and 12 as the coach.
And
Golden
not to
Gophers.
mention that he also did coach the Jets for 1 year, and we know how that went, don't we?
He went 3 and 10 with the Jets in 1976. Yes.
Yuck.
Yeah. Yep, he did.
And like many of the coaches before him and after him, got fired.
He did have a 12-0 season with the 1988 Fighting Irish, won a national championship.
Yeah. Last champion.
I guess he had 9 consecutive New Year's Day bowl appearances as a head coach with the Irish.
Yes.
That's something that let's see, beyond South Bend. Beat NC State, Arkansas, South Carolina, taking the ladder from 0-11 to back-to-back Outback Bowl wins. I remember the Outback Bowl quite well. That was the bowl game that was in Tampa between the Big Ten and the SEC every year. Now it is the ReliaQuest Bowl. They've changed sponsors.
Oh, yeah.
Over the last few years. Yeah, I got to say that he amassed a 249, 132, and 7 record over his 33 seasons of being a college football coach. He was inducted into the College Football Hall of Fame in 2008. So, mere 18 years ago, he was inducted into the Hall of Fame. So, yeah, he's going to be very, very missed.
Yeah.
I could say from some experience that Skip Holtz kind of destroyed USF for a little while as a head coach.
Yeah.
The apple didn't fall far from the tree when it came to being a coach like his father was.
No, it didn't.
But yeah. So that was like I said last week, we were on here because I had a family emergency. Guys, happened to me like 5 minutes. I get a phone call. I'm like, oh, okay. Well, let me tell the guys I'm not going to be on tonight. So sorry about that. But
that happens. It's okay.
I wanted to talk about that last week as Coach Holtz had passed away.
Yeah.
Well, I guess my question, and we can talk about this too if you guys want to. Where would you guys rank him in all-time head coaches? Would you put him in the top 5, the top 3 in college football of all time?
Like I put him in the top 3.
Or a Bobby Bowden or somebody like that. Would you put him in the category?
Sure.
No.
No? Okay.
No. I don't think he's equal. What was his record?
His overall record, Bud, was 249, 132, and 7.
I just don't think you've got, Bear Bryant, Nick Saban.
Bobby Bowden would be top 5. I would or top 10.
Jimmy Johnson.
Jimmy Johnson, absolutely. Yep.
Woody Hayes, Bo Schembechler.
Would you put Steve Spurrier in that list?
I would say Spurrier's on that list.
Okay.
Tom Osborne.
Tom Osborne.
Who was that?
Yeah.
Who was at Oklahoma in the 70s and 80s? Now that I cannot remember his name.
Let me look it up real quick, bud. Hang on, man. Let me look it up real quick.
Okay.
You said during the 70s and 80s?
Yeah.
70s and 80s.
One of the last.
Barry Switzer?
Switzer, that's who I was trying to come up with.
Harry
Yeah.
Switzer. Sure.
Yep.
He won 3 national championships with Oklahoma.
Yeah.
74, 75, 85. He won with the Sooners.
And I think those guys had more of an impact on the game and on the college football landscape than Lou Holtz ever did.
Okay.
Can't argue with that.
That could be my anti-Notre Dame bias talking too, but you know.
Right.
There we go. That feels better.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean, and I know like most coaches after he retired, he became an analyst. I know he was on ESPN for a little while. Before he stepped away completely from.
When he you know, he kind of got old, you know, like people do. He was what, 88?
Father time's undefeated. You know, Father time's undefeated. So, but yeah, I know like he was. I'm for Notre Dame fans. I know he was a huge part. And I know there at the end. I mean, he was 33 and 37 at South Carolina before he left the Gamecocks. So it's funny too because what year did Spurrier coach South Carolina? Was it after Lou Holtz or was it before? I don't remember.
No, after, because Spurrier. Yeah, it was after because it would have been the mid 2000s.
Okay, so I was going to say because I think Spurrier was still because the Gators won a national championship in '98. So that would have been Holtz's first '98 he wasn't a coach, so '99 was his first year. Yeah, so that would have been the following season.
Right.
Because I think Spurrier was only around for one of the 3 national championships the Gators have. The other 2 were under Urban Meyer. With the 07, they won in 2007. What was the other year?
Didn't they go back to back?
Was it 07 and 08? I know they went back to back in basketball. Let me see. National championships. Oh, I'm sorry. You're right, but I'm sorry. It wasn't 04. It was 96, 2006, 2008. And I think the 96 one was Danny Werfel. The 06 national championship was Chris Leak.
Yeah.
Tebow was coming in, and then the 08 was Tim. That was the Aaron Hernandez Gators, which I talked to.
That was the guarantee year.
Yeah, I talked to a guy that installed. Me and my girlfriend had to get a new garage door. The track, snapped, so we had to get a new garage door put in. And the guy that I talked to that installed it grew up in Jacksonville. He's a Jaguars fan, but he's also a Knoll. So, and his mom served in the Navy. So I told him, thank you for your service. I said, but when it comes to Army Navy, I said, I'm Army. I'm like, I'm Army.
Right.
I'm like, go Army, beat Navy. But yeah, it was. But he told me, I forgot. That was during the 96 year was when we beat the Seminoles. And again, I told him, I said, even though I'm not a Knoll, I have all due respect for Bobby Bowden because he was a great head football coach. And the great players that played for him, Charlie Ward, Warwick Dunn, Derek Brooks, Deion Sanders. You can go down the list of players who played at Florida State under Bowden. And then, of course, he was kicked out for Jimbo Fisher, and Fisher screwed that up and ended up at A&M. And surprised he's not a coach right now. That's surprising that he's not a college football coach at the moment, but he can enjoy his buyout from A&M.
Yeah.
But yeah, that was, I mean, college football. I think we're getting ready to kick off spring. I know I haven't got a chance to watch Coach Hartline's press conference. I know he had one yesterday. I haven't got a chance to watch it yet. But I know spring's about ready to, they're starting spring practice. So we're going to be having spring games here within the next month,
right?
So I'm looking forward to that. I always, funny thing is the spring game this year for USF is on a Sunday afternoon. So it's actually the day of the game is the second night of WrestleMania. So I'm going to go from the game to my buddy's house to watch night 2 of WrestleMania because that's night 2. That's night 2 of WrestleMania.
There you go.
We don't have to get into we can leave the NFL stuff at the end, guys, if you want to. I know there's a bunch of trades going on and all that stuff. What I forget, I know I sent notes. What else did I send notes on other than Lou Holtz? And was it just mostly? Oh, it was about rumors about the WWE wrestling news that they're trying to figure out an opponent for Brock Lesnar at WrestleMania.
Okay, I'll do it.
Fire away, Lou. I want to hear. Go ahead. Fire away.
Yeah, I'll do it. Yeah, I'll challenge him.
Okay.
Anywhere, anytime.
Okay. All right.
Any other volunteers, folks?
He said I ain't scared.
Scared of him?
Hey, you know what? You can pay me. You can pay me 6 figures. He can F5 me all he wants. I'm cool with that. I'll take the F5 numerous times for him to do that.
If nobody wants it, I'll do it. Of course, I may have to cheat a little bit, but you know.
Could you see a Obafemi or a Powerhouse Hobbs or Royce Keys, whatever they call him now? You think?
You know, I really wanted Braun Breaker.
He might be back, but he might be back in time to do that. He might be back.
Or you know who would be good?
Go ahead, bud. Fire away.
Damian Priest.
Ooh, yeah. Okay. I like Damian Priest. I think currently is in a tag team with. I'm trying to think of who he's on a tag team with. That I saw a highlight the other day, but no, I like the Damian Priest match too. Because you're going to have Drew and Jacob Fatu. So Drew McIntyre and Jacob Fatu probably are going to be a match.
Because Mania is the next pay-per-view, isn't it?
Correct, but yeah, there's no pay-per-view this month. They don't, or PLE now, but what I call pay-per-view
right.
too.
Yeah.
But yeah, there's no PLE this month, which I don't know if is a build up from Chamber to Mania, meaning that they don't have one this month to kind of build up to Mania.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah, but like I said, they're still looking for a opponent for him at WrestleMania. The second question is, what do you do with Tiffany Stratton, who was the person that got pinned by Rhea Ripley in the Elimination Chamber match?
Right.
Yeah.
Honestly, with me, since she lost, I should say they took the title away. Since she lost the title, I don't know what you do with it. I don't know. You know, like in AEW too, like I don't know what you do with Toni Storm without a title. You know, it's weird. They don't have a championship. But that's the next question was asked.
That goes to my biggest complaint about the current state of wrestling is that there are too many workers and not enough things for them to do.
I agree, bud. I agree with you. I agree.
You know, it's hard when you have how many titles are there? 7 across the three for the 2 brands. You have the heavyweight title, the heavyweight title, the world championship.
Mm-hmm.
United
States.
The
Intercontinental.
IC title, United States Championship.
You have the tag team championship, and then
Right.
because then I think it's
There,
the same way with the females too. It's champion WWE or heavyweight WWE women's champion, Intercontinental United States, and I don't who has the tag. I know there's got to be a tag team titles in
Yeah.
the ladies. I don't know who holds them. Who holds the titles currently on the women's side of the thing, but. So Tiffany Stratton lost to Jade Cargill. Cargill will face Rhea Ripley, who won the Elimination Chamber. Which I watched that
hey,
that PLE, and I think that was the only entertaining match of all of them.
mm,
Yeah, the win and nothing against them, but the men's Elimination Chamber match was too predictable when you put Randy coming out last. Like you knew he was going to win. Like it was a foregone conclusion. They saved him to come in and RKO everybody. I was happy to see Seth Rollins come back, which we all kind of knew he was the guy
right.
behind the mask.
But
But yeah.
I think that the hard part is that when you watch something for 30 years, it's hard for them to do something you've never seen before.
Very true.
And it's so hard to reinvent the wheel after all these years and all this and all these all these matches that have happened over the years. You can say it's telegraphed, but if you had never seen it before, you wouldn't know what to expect. But because we've seen it before, and it's not just Randy Orton, you could pick any top guy and put, if it had been Lesnar coming out last or Rhodes coming out last, it's gonna telegraph, any pick a superstar, pick an era, pick a PLE or a pay-per-view or whatever they were calling it at any one given time. And if it was a Hogan match, you knew he was gonna hit the leg drop, pick up the pin, and go home.
Right.
So I mean, it's so hard to do something that's never been seen before when you have 48 odd weekly episodes. And if you consider the how many hundreds of house shows are every weekend across the country, how many indie shows between you got the four majors, you got Raw and SmackDown, AEW, New Japan, and then
TNA.
you have the minors, like you have is Ring of Honor still around?
TNA.
TNA, Ring of Honor, and then
Next.
you have all the local promotions, the regionals and the independent local shows, and the two goons in the backyard throwing themselves around.
Did you say Evolve yet?
Huh?
No.
Say again?
I said, did you say WWE Evolve yet?
I don't know what that is.
Yeah.
It's a new brand for like WWE. It's where they put. It's basically a level below NXT.
Oh.
Like a feeder series.
And they just got a new GM the other night.
Okay.
Yes. And their new GM is Timothy Thatcher, who used to wrestle in NXT and is now a trainer / WWE coach / like WWE ID, which means he finds the world.
Okay. He's like a talent scout, a worldwide talent scout.
Yeah.
Okay.
Hey Adam, do you have the Red Wings game on?
No.
I think they're down 1-0.
I would imagine you're getting score updates though.
Yeah,
They
I
are.
just don't have
They're
it
down
on.
1-0.
I checked the score before we came on. It was 1-0 last I saw.
All right.
It just started the second period.
Mm.
There's 10 minutes left. They're halfway through the
Still
second period.
1-0. How are the Rangers
Um,
doing, Lou?
Oh boy. Well, being that they're out of the, it doesn't really matter. But I'll check anyway. Right now, oh, 1-0 against the Jets.
Oh,
Winnipeg.
poor Toronto and Florida at the
Winnipeg.
bottom of the Atlantic.
Yeah, and Winnipeg isn't much better.
Loved it. Hey, Lou,
Yeah.
Brad, don't we love to see that?
Yes, and the
Toronto
other,
Florida at the bottom of the Atlantic.
and if somehow, some way, the Boston Bruins can miss the playoffs too, that would be great too. That would be the icing on the cake.
Hey,
I got ties.
just
I
keep
got ties to
root
Boston,
for
so I can't,
Columbus.
yeah.
They're, I think, 4 or 5 points to the last wild card.
Yeah. And the Devils are losing too. Oh boy.
Jack Hughes had a hat trick the other night, though. I saw.
Yep.
Yep. Did y'all see the WBC the other night where Vinny Pasquantino had 3 home runs?
Yeah.
Yeah,
And
Columbus
they're
is only
talking
2
up the Angels. 2 points behind the last wild card.
Correct. Yep. They are
Mhm.
2 points behind the last wild card spot.
Knock Montreal or Boston out. Come on, Columbus.
Yes.
Well,
If the Lightning don't make the finals, I would love to see Columbus in the finals.
Yeah.
Blue Jackets. Oh, you were talking about the WBC, the Team USA.
I can't get enough of Pat Maroon as a in-game commentator for the Lightning.
Yeah.
Do you have the game on, Brad?
I do not. I do not.
Oh my God!
You know what? But I haven't been watching hockey. I haven't been watching hockey since the Olympics, and I've watched a few minutes of it. I don't have it on at the moment, but yeah. I mean, is it Pat Maroon and who's the other former Lightning player that is on the pregame?
He's on the pregame. He's on the intermission with Braden Coburn and
Braden Coburn. That's who I'm thinking of. It's Braden Coburn. Yeah.
Braden Coburn.
Yeah.
Which I still remember when the Lightning made that trade for Coburn. I was like, why did you make that trade? That was not a good trade.
Well, I mean, we have the Corey Perry curse because if we get to the finals, we're not going to win. Not with Corey.
I'm already telling myself that the curse is going to be broken.
Think so?
Hey, Danhausen, can you uncurse Corey Perry?
Well, no. Adam made a good
cup
point.
Final.
Adam made a good point the other day. I think he posted something in our group chat about put him and the Iguana Man. Who was the other guy that you said?
Mr. Iguana.
Mr. Iguana?
Yeah, Mr. Iguana. I think they would be fun together.
Oh, my Lord. That would be a fun tag team.
Danhausen and Mr. Iguana. I think they would be a fun tag team.
I just love how Danhausen's cursing all these people. First it was Dom, then it was The Miz.
Why is it soggy?
Why is it soggy? Oh, because I dropped it. It fell into
the toilet.
Oh, sure.
I love Adam Pearce though. When he's leaving that, he does his job as the GM just perfect.
Oh yeah,
especially when he says, "I need a drink."
Dom.
Judgment Day. Meet Danhausen, and I need a drink.
Speaking of Judgment Day,
yeah,
what do you think about that?
It was a long time coming.
It's about time.
Yeah.
Yep.
So, Finn's back out on his own.
Uh-huh.
He needs to be.
Do you think? Do they do anything with Finn and Dom, or does that just kind of go away?
I still think that's the plan for Mania, but maybe it's for the AAA championship.
Mm.
And I think that's what everybody's forgetting. Dom's still a champ. He's still
Doesn't
a
he have, he has
AAA.
both golds, doesn't he? Does he have the?
He did have the IC title until
Oh,
he
right,
got
that's right. He
cursed
dropped the IC title
because he got
to,
cursed by Danhausen.
Who did he drop it to?
Penta.
Penta.
Yeah.
That's right. Thank you.
Okay.
And
You
then,
know, we were talking about.
and then you got Rusev versus Obafemi next week.
That's a squash match.
That's a squash match for Rusev.
Yeah.
I think Rusev's
Who
going.
did Obafemi just roll up this week?
Johnny Gargano.
That's who it was. Yeah.
Poor Johnny Gargano.
Yeah. Sorry, Johnny.
He hasn't been the same since Ciampa went to AEW.
Tama Ciampa.
Which
You can't fool me, Tama Ciampa.
Which I think sooner or later, Gargano and Candice LeRae are gonna end up in AEW. I was telling Brad on our show earlier that Cody. I was listening to Cody Rhodes podcast earlier this week, and he was talking about how there's going to be big surprise at WrestleMania. Who could it be? Chris Jericho? That's the only one I could think of. And for
maybe
some odd reason.
Who am I thinking of? Who used to be in the Bray Wyatt? Not Luke Harper, not Eric Rowan. Who's the other guy? Big guy.
Paul White.
Oh, Paul
Big
White.
Show?
That's the Big Show. No. There was another big guy that they had. He's a food critic now. He has a show. He's a food critic.
Braun Strowman?
Braun Strowman. Thank you. That's who I was thinking.
Okay, I think I heard
That'd
that.
be an interesting return.
It would, but
I mean,
Mania.
He has.
I don't like returns.
TV show.
I don't really like returns at Mania personally. Mania is supposed to be about the guys and gals that are there.
What about debuts?
I'm not a big fan of debuts at Mania either. I think it cheapens a debut.
Yeah.
Mania.
I don't like debuts.
What did you think about
outside of?
I don't want to say his name because he might appear. But what did you think about his surprising debut at Mania last year?
But it
the
wasn't
man who
his
is now the NXT. This is his debut on the main roster.
No, because he did Royal Rumble first.
Yeah, he was his first Rumble first.
First singles match, technically, because the Rumble is 30 people.
I think it really, if the character doesn't
the thing is, Randy didn't know who his opponent was till the day of.
Right. But that was I will grant extenuating circumstances, and him being already an established star, it helped. It wasn't like some rando that nobody had ever heard of.
Right.
People know who he was.
Yeah,
it would have been like Royce. Everybody's all in their. Everybody's got all their pin right now because Royce Keys isn't on TV. There's a reason. They're trying to get him acclimated with the light, how WWE works.
Well, it's like I was telling Brad
That's why
earlier.
he hasn't been on TV yet.
The problem is they'd have too many guys that they don't know what to do with. And there's not enough belts to go around.
Mm-hmm.
And excuse me, sorry. I've been sick all week, so
Oh,
I've
sorry.
been coughing all week.
Mm.
Finally getting better, but the tail end of it.
I've got the March Madness fever.
So do I.
I'm hoping Ohio State makes a long run in the tournament, but I doubt it.
But anyway,
do you think Michigan?
Too many workers, not enough work to go around.
Yeah. Too many workers, not enough work to get to, and when they expanded out to 3 hours, it didn't give them more. They didn't add more matches. They added more segments, and so like you can't build a like at the end of the day, wrestling. It's about the wrestling. It's about the fisticuffs.
Yeah, that's on SmackDown because the next week 2.5.
And I think that there's not that you. I wish they would go back to the old days.
Yeah.
Where the players carried the story. I was watching an interview. I think it was with Shawn Michaels. I think it was Chris Van Fleet was talking to Shawn Michaels a couple days ago, and it was the Rockers and Ultimate Warrior and I forget who the other. It was the Rockers and somebody and another team and the Warrior was just wrapping them in tape because it was what the Warrior did, and the Warrior was zany, and I miss that style of wrestling at the top level, like because obviously I could go to an indie show where they're making it up on the fly, but it's not the same as going to where you have like I wish that creative would I wish they would let the wrestlers themselves tell the stories, come up with more stories, because then you're invested in the story and you're invested in the storytelling as a player. Because wrestling is such a unique type of storytelling, unlike other forms of scripted entertainment, where you have other forms of scripted acted entertainment where you're telling someone else's story. Wrestling is you're telling your story. Each match tells its own story, and it's so hard to get the story across if the actors aren't invested in the storytelling. If they're just
Adam, there you go. I was gonna say you're frozen.
You've been freezing up for me, so we're freezing for each other.
I'm freezing right now. No.
So I don't know how much you heard of that, but when it comes to the wrestling and the storytelling and I really feel like they need to. I wish they would move away from the long promos and get back to more just having matches every night. Like that the CM Punk Uso segment from Monday, that should have been a 2-on-1 handicap match. It should have been a 3-minute, the Usos say what they need to say, Punk says what he needs to say, Adam Pearce comes out and says, all right, you boys want to fight? Ding, 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 and it's on.
There goes the bell.
That would have been cool.
Get back to letting the wrestling tell the story. Tell the story with the wrestling.
Or that segment last week with Heyman, and then he gets put in the ambulance, and Logan.
No,
it was Theory walking away. Yeah, and Theory was walking away, going over to the car that had pulled up, and it was Jimmy Uso, and Jimmy Uso took him out, and then Jimmy Uso goes to the front of the ambulance, and the window's down, and LA Knight pokes his head out. The segment was like Brad and I were talking about it. It was set up perfectly. It was all the people that had a problem with division. Which I think LA Knight needs to be a champion again.
Yeah, he can't buy a break.
But what title?
No.
He's too hot for the U.S. title, but he's not hot enough for the heavyweight. There's too much competition for the heavyweight
title maybe.
But is he? I think he's too hot for the. The problem is there's not another top championship to go around. You have the Raw title and the SmackDown title, because I can't remember which one is which. So just calling Raw and SmackDown. You have Raw and SmackDown.
U.S. titles on SmackDown with Carmelo. And
and Penta has the IC title,
just won by Penta.
And
I think him and Knight should feud over that going into Mania.
But he can't win that title because it ruins Penta's momentum.
Maybe coming out of Mania, because I don't think Penta.
I think Penta. Sorry,
he's gonna get like not a long title reign, but I think he gets a reasonable title.
But I also think
he eventually loses to somebody, maybe Rusev.
But we've also been conditioned to long title runs. Guys holding the belts.
Oh yeah, because of Roman.
Because
Gunther.
So many Gunther, Roman, guys holding the belt for so long.
The Usos.
CM Punk has had it for 2 months now.
Mm-hmm.
Has he defended it? He's defended it twice. And the problem.
At least he's a fighting champ. That's the one positive that comes away from Punk being champion, is he's a fighting champion.
The problem is that there's not enough wrestling. They don't do enough wrestling.
Right.
No, they don't. And it's all storytelling. Which Seth's going to want that title when he comes back.
And then
you're going to feel like he never we think that, and you would probably agree, Adam, Drew McIntyre is the biggest crybaby in the world.
Yes.
I can't stand Drew McIntyre. Never liked Drew McIntyre. In the 15, 20 years he's been around.
Okay, so who would you rather see Drew face at Mania? Jacob Fatu or Nick Aldis?
Who would I rather see Drew face at Mania?
Yeah. Because I think if he faces Fatu, he's going to get his you-know-what whooped.
Isn't Nick Aldis the GM? Is he wrestling again?
He says he wants to get in there and wrestle one more match. And I think they're planting seeds for him to get in the ring and go against Drew.
That could be the surprise at Mania.
I wouldn't mind seeing Aldis get in the ring and beat the living daylights out of Drew.
I know. I have the perfect Mania match.
Yes.
Nick Aldis. No, hear me out. Nick Aldis versus Adam Pearce for custody of Danhausen.
Oh Lord, you did not just
Already?
say what I think you did.
Oh my
You did
goodness.
not just say
Okay.
what I think you did. Adam Pierce
He
versus
said it. He
Nick
said it.
Aldis.
And the loser gets the loser has to take Danhausen with him.
Oh.
Okay, so the winner gets Danhausen on their brand.
No, the winner doesn't have to have the winner doesn't have to have Danhausen.
Danhausen. Oh Lord.
Yeah.
I
But,
didn't even know who Danhausen was when he came out of Elimination Chamber, so I kind of feel a little
Really?
embarrassed about that, but I didn't even know who he
No, because
was.
I love because Danhausen. He's been around. He's been on the indie circuit. He was on AEW. Jesus Christ. For a while, but he didn't really get anything to do on. They didn't know what to do with him on AEW.
Well, no, and you know how he made his debut in AEW? It was in a match, but he wasn't part of the match. They had him under the ring on a table that one of the competitors in the match took out, and they flipped over, and Danhausen was laying on the back of the table.
That's just dumb.
That's AEW for you. They find the stupidest things ever.
Oh.
Like
Well,
all these,
I know.
all the blood and guts matches they have, and the fact that Darby Allin's been the one going through the flaming tables the whole time, and he's talked about it on Chris Van Vliet's podcast. How
What?
None of the tables that are the flaming tables he's gone through have actually broken.
Well,
But he's like, I don't mind the spot. It's just the tables need
to actually break.
Needs to break when I go through and it's
no,
it doesn't. But that's the problem with AEW is they have all these gimmick matches. I think it's 2019, so right before COVID.
That's what I thought. I was in 2018, 2019, somewhere in there.
Because you had the original Thig Pins of AEW were Jericho, Moxley,
CM Punk, and Cody Rhodes.
Yep. Well, no, Punk came along after. Because eventually Jack Perry came in and they had to split him because Jack Perry and CM Punk didn't really get along. And they gave Punk his own show, which was AEW Rampage, which is gone now, obviously, because
CM Punk's gone.
Yeah.
Yeah. But that was Punk's show, and he had all of his little friends on that show. Because, like I said, him and Jack Perry didn't get along. And Jack Perry still talks crap about Punk, even though Punk's not in AEW anymore.
But, well, the reason I brought it, so I watched an episode, and it was Sting's big return, right? His first appearance on TV in years, like a decade or something like that. It was like 2019. And I tuned in to check it out, and it looked like Ring of Honor. It didn't look like a polished product. Like, I understand, I'll grant that it was like their first year and everything, and they were just trying to figure out what was going on, trying to get their hands around this idea. Like, you got all these disparate, different wrestling personalities who are all trying to come together to make a thing, right? I get you. I'll give you that. But it really felt like they had no direction and no idea of what they wanted to be. And they wanted to be this edgier, darker, more bloody, more, violent form of wrestling, a throwback to the Attitude Era, the Ruthless Aggression era, the late 90s, early 2000s. And, you said blood and guts. All the blood and guts matches and all the dangerous spots that WWE has shied away from over the last 15 years because of concussion problems and head trauma and guys in their wrestlers in their late mid 40s with permanent knee injuries, back injuries, neck injuries, guys that are going to be in their 50s and have had 100 surgeries on every inch of their body, and so WWE has moved away from that. And
Kevin
AEW,
Owens. Kevin
yeah,
Owens is a perfect example. Neck surgery. Same neck
yeah,
surgery that Edge had to retire from. And
right.
got told
And
all
then
those years you're never going to be able to wrestle again.
same as Daniel Bryan and so many other superstars that the high flying head trauma guys. But and so really so AEW was supposed to be like more of a edgier, darker brand, and
Yeah.
so I checked it out, and I'm like, this just seems like off-brand WWE. I'm like, if I'll just watch, like,
Well, and back
if
at
I'm
that
paying
time, NXT was still on Wednesdays, and they would have the Wednesday Night War.
right. Well, and and the thing is, like, if I can, if Great Value Oreos and regular Oreos are the same price, I'm just gonna get regular Oreos.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm not saving.
Well,
I'm
and here's the thing: our Tony Khan, who owns AEW, I don't know if you know this, Brad. Tony Khan also now owns Ring of Honor.
Okay.
Oh, did not know that.
Yep, he bought it. I think it was 2 years ago for a crap ton of money.
And
so that's why, like, you know how we used to talk about like Sammy Guevara on AEW? Now he's not on AEW anymore. He's only on ROH.
Okay.
Which is, to me personally, I don't care for Sammy Guevara. He's a loudmouth. He's like Seth Rollins.
He's a loudmouth.
When he loses a title and he doesn't get a rematch, he whines and complains about it and says, "Oh, I should be first in line."
You gotta be able to make it work,
Adam, I wanted to ask you this. Do you think Michigan's going to win the championship of basketball?
I mean, if they score more points than the other 6 teams that they have to play, then yeah.
Possible.
I mean, how far do you think they'll get in the tournament? Final Four, Elite Eight?
Probably Elite Eight. I would say safe bet on the Elite Eight, but it really depends on the luck of the draw. I mean, one bad night and you're the second number 1 seed overall to lose to 16. I mean, it's not. So one thing about the single elimination format that sucks is that you can't have a bad night. Look at
here. It's like me. I'm an Ohio State fan.
Yeah.
And like, I don't know how far we're going to go because right now they're projecting us to play. I want to see either Gonzaga, one of the Blue Bloods in the first or second round of the tournament.
Gonzaga, Seton
and I'm
Hall,
like, if we
Creighton
play
or something like that.
Yeah, something like that. And like, if we play Seton Hall, I wouldn't be so.
Yes.
But if we have to play Gonzaga, if we have to play Duke,
you're dead.
Yeah.
If we have to play one of them, and then same USF, they're projecting USF to have to play Tennessee in the round of 64.
And that's a bloodbath waiting to happen.
That was a fun basketball game on Sunday.
Yeah.
I was their last home game. Fun basketball game.
And the round of
like the winner of the A-Sun, I think it was Austin. No, it was either Central Arkansas or I can't remember who won the A-Sun this year. Not regular season, but the tournament. And this is like, Queens. Queens won the A-Sun. And this is their last year being Queens College of North Carolina because next year they're merging with Elon.
Oh, okay.
Merging?
How does that work, though? Are they like right there?
The two schools are. That's what I'm trying to figure out. Like, I guess Elon's not that far. Can you look up where Elon University is?
Yeah.
It's obviously
Yes,
in
bud.
North Carolina, because if it wasn't, because I've been hearing about this.
Are they both in Charlotte?
Elon University is in Alamance County, North Carolina.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's the city that they're in.
Elon. So that's University is, and they're in the NCAA tournament.
Yeah.
And
they're near Greensboro. Elon's near Greensboro.
Yeah, they're going to get further than a round of 16. So that's still.
That's why to play the games,
really,
man. Basketball is Lou's better at basketball than I am.
Thanks.
But
I was watching this video this morning of this guy that was talking about on TikTok. He was talking about all the teams that play really good at home, but they play horrible on the road. And He had like the top 3 were Tulsa, that play really bad on the road, that have like a negative home to road difference. It was Tulsa, Purdue, and UC San Diego, I think, were the top 3 for teams that play really bad on the road. Which Purdue, it doesn't really surprise me.
Nah.
Because the last 2 years, they've gotten upset by Ohio State.
The big thing about the tournament is being able to put it all together, put 40 minutes of solid basketball together.
A neutral site.
4 weeks in a row, man. You can't have.
Well, and you never know who's going to be that team. Here's the thing: you never know who's going to be that team that
you never
comes
know
out of nowhere and just goes on a run.
You never know if you're going to have one of those teams. Like last year, the top 4 was 3 4s and a 2, or 3 1s and a 2. So, you have
I was going to say, if you guys want to, next week we could pick our bracket, because that's when the tournament starts.
Okay, sounds good. You have I'm trying to say words.
But they're not.
Yeah, it's a talkie show, and I'm one of them talkie pictures, and I'm having trouble doing the talkie part.
Right.
But you have you can have in the regular season, you can have a bad night. You can just have an off night where you just don't. Nothing drops. You can't get over. You can't get back in transition. The other team is shooting 50% from the floor, and they're not.
Can I use an example?
Go ahead.
Look at the Heat game the other night. Bam Adebayo. Nobody thought he was going to have 83 points.
Right. No. And you can have one of those nights in the tournament. You can have a guy.
Well, and when I saw that, I'm like.
So did I.
When I first saw the box score, I'm like, is this a typo? There's no way he could have that many points. I had to look at it 2 or 3 times. I'm like, no. That's something Luka does. That's something SGA. That's something Cooper Flag does. Wembanyama, Kobe.
Yeah. And you can have one of those nights in the tournament. You can have a guy go off for 50.
Yeah.
45, 50, 55, You can have a guy that's
20, 30 rebounds.
Yeah. You can have a guy go 40,
look at the NBA.
10.
Look at the if they miss a shot, Wembanyama is right there to grab the rebound.
And you can
there's no guarding Wembanyama though. Like it's unfair.
I know.
You can have one of those.
Lou, and you can in the tournament. But I'm talking about Wembanyama in the NBA.
Right.
Me, Lou, and Adam, we're all NBA fans, and we
Right.
get to we get the treat of watching Wembanyama every night. How do you guard
baseball bat?
if there's a way? And apparently, he's got another brother that's only 18. He's got a brother that's 18 years old playing overseas that's eligible for the 2026 NBA draft.
Right.
Interesting.
So you're telling me there's a clone of Victor Wembanyama?
No.
Oh, sure there is.
Just a younger brother. Thankfully.
That people are saying is better than Victor.
Yeah. Hearing that for years.
Wembanyama's good though. Don't get me wrong. He's impossible.
He's better now than he was the first year. That's for sure.
Yeah. Well, and the Spurs are building around him. And people want the Spurs to go out and trade for Giannis.
Yeah.
So they could recreate Tim Duncan and Tony was it Tony Parker?
David Robinson.
The Admiral.
No, the year they won the championship. It was Tim Duncan.
Which year?
Duncan and Robinson were the two in the middle. You had Tony Parker and
Ginobili.
Yep.
Ginobili.
And people want him to give up all their draft picks and get Giannis and recreate that. I wouldn't. You have a good young core there. You have Dylan Harper. You have Stephon Castle, Devin Vassell. Why? Like that's dumb. And that's like them one. There's
only 31. Perfect.
For the Spurs?
I'd pull the trigger. If I could do it for just draft picks, I'd pull the trigger on that in a heartbeat.
Well, and then it's like people want it's either they want him to go to the Spurs, OKC. There's no way in hell the Bucks would do that.
Right.
And OKC, why do they need any more? Why do they need another good player? Look at all the first round picks they have, and they're gonna probably have another top 10 pick this year. Because of the insane ability of Sam Presti.
You know, the reason if I'm the Spurs, I would pull the trigger on that deal is because the draft is no guarantee. And I would do 3 firsts and I would do the next 3 firsts in a second.
I would do 4 first round picks, to be honest. Because he clearly wants out of Milwaukee. It's like
well, he's 31.
It's staring at us in our face. He wants out of there. He's not happy. He is not happy in Milwaukee. He wants out of there.
The reason I say
my issue is people were trying to throw the Magic into the mix. I'm like, no, I don't. You know,
if I was
you'd probably take him in Detroit.
I was just about to say, if I was any of the top 16 teams in the league right now, anybody close.
Well, if you didn't have to give up Duran, Sir Thompson, Cunningham.
Yeah, if I could keep the core together and
do it in a heartbeat.
Yeah, you could.
Oh yeah, if I could do it for draft picks. Because the reason I say that is because, you know,
what was I meant to ask you this after the trade deadline. Why did y'all get rid of Jaden Ivey?
I don't know.
Yeah,
I mean,
change the scenery, or
maybe
I'm not sure. Gripe with the front.
They're we're 46-18 with a 23-point lead over Philly
which
and a 3.5 game lead over Boston. I mean,
and Boston just got Tatum back, so
right.
Yeah.
which is scary.
I often said that.
So, but anyway, to finish up on Giannis, he's only 31, and you're gonna get you expect to get a solid 5 more years out of him, another 5 high production
Yeah.
years.
Yeah.
So if you can do 3 firsts and a second, when he's at the tail end of his career as he's aging out, and he's getting long in the tooth, what ends up what
Well,
you
the
now
one thing
have
I
for
wanted to throw in there though is to get Giannis. Look at his cap hit. You're gonna have to throw somebody in there that matches the money with him,
I mean, you just
which
work the money around.
or
You restructure
maybe
deals.
would you be willing to give up Tobias Harris?
Maybe.
Because I think he's getting paid a lot of money by the Pistons, and I mean
Right.
that would make it work. 3 first,
Maybe it's one of those
second, and Tobias
3 or 4,
Harris
one of those
plus
3
a
or 4
trade
teams.
exception.
And it could be one of those 3 or 4 team type deals where we send 3 picks and 3 firsts and a second to Milwaukee, 3 firsts, a second, and Tobias Harris to Milwaukee for Giannis, and they send Harris to Portland for a second, something like that.
Yeah, just a salary
Something to make the money work.
from Milwaukee to Portland, and in Portland they can either choose to keep Tobias Harris or buy him out.
Right. And so, I just don't know about blowing it up, essentially, in a way. Because
Well, look at my thing is look at the Pacers. They were just in the finals last year.
Right.
And yes, no, they got
by OKC.
They did, and they lost Tyrese Halliburton, and now they're gonna have a top 5 pick, but they keep getting docked by the NBA for tanking.
Right. Which I
mean,
would just, if you want to fix it, the simplest solution, and we talked about this before, is flip the draft order. Flip the draft order. You put the
best teams go.
You put the champion at number 1 and the worst team at 32. And that makes it so that you are incentivized to continue to grind every night.
Yep.
But the best team out on the floor.
Did you hear what Adam Silver said?
I heard
they're going to talk at the meetings in the offseason about if teams continue to tank first round picks, which they should.
Yes, they should.
You just fix it by flipping the draft order, and you don't have to do if you don't like making the champion number 1. That's fine. You take the bottom as soon as teams are eliminated. The team with the best worst record gets the number 1 overall pick, and you go down to 16.
Or you know what? Do a draft lottery, but do it like the NHL.
The draft lottery sucks.
Where
the draft lottery punishes bad teams for just being bad, for not having any talent.
Yeah, it's a joke.
If you
I hate the draft
purposely the draft lottery for the NHL,
I hate it. We got burned because of the stupid draft lottery. We're the worst team in hockey. Statistically, the worst team in hockey. And we got the 4th overall pick, which turned out to be Lucas Raymond. So, in the end, it worked out. But, I just think it's stupid. I just don't understand why the draft created this monster because
It's like these people saying, "Oh, what drafts now?"
Yeah.
The McDavid draft, the try to do redrafts, or say, "Oh, Connor McDavid." That Edmonton,
yeah, but redrafts are stupid.
and he wants to be traded from Toronto. It makes no sense. What do you? You're not a draft or whoever else does the. Yes, I do mock drafts sometimes. Opinion, but there's people out there that are not experts that know nothing about the NFL that try to do mock drafts and then they try to be hilarious and think they're funny.
They're not. They're embarrassing.
Exactly. I saw a mock draft and I was telling Brad, I think I told you. I saw a mock draft a couple weeks ago where they had a punter going number 2. And I'm just like, really? A punter going number 2 in the draft? That's never happened. And it was to the Jets.
Well, of course.
But the Jets did the most Jets thing they could do. Let's get to the NFL.
Yeah.
Geno Smith.
Brad, you know exactly what I'm talking about. Yep.
That's the worst thing you can do.
The two most Jets things.
Yeah, reapply Geno Smith.
Bring Derek Carr out of retirement, or bring back Geno.
He just committed football suicide.
Watch Geno Smith in the 7th round pick. The Raiders
what's behind door number 1? What's behind door number 2?
Raiders get a 6th round pick.
And they gave the Raiders. What was the grade? I think they gave the Raiders a B on it.
E.
And the Jets a C.
Other way around. They gave the Jets a B, the Raiders a C.
I'd give them both an F.
Raiders got a C. How? I don't understand that. How? I would have gave the Raiders a B. Because you were just going to cut Geno Smith and inherit his dead cap.
Dolphins. With Tua.
Oh yeah. $99.6 million.
Oof.
On top of cutting Tyreek Hill.
Who's now in Green Bay.
Is that who he signed with?
I thought I saw that.
Who?
Green Bay. It's 2-1 in the Lightning Red Wings game. The Red Wings just scored a goal.
Nice.
Well, I would be watching it, but my TV.
I think Lucas Raymond is the one that
it has a mind of its own.
I thought mine was bad.
It's over.
No, I'm sorry. Alex DeBrincat is the one who scored.
Oh. Yeah, he was pretty good.
And who's going to be, and I know we still got time left in the hockey season, who's going to be the MVP in the NHL? Is it going to be Macklin Celebrini?
Yes.
Adam?
1 second.
Nikita Kucherov.
I wish it'd be Cooch, but I think they're probably going to give it to Celebrini, especially if the Sharks make the playoffs. Because the kid's already got, and he's only 19, and he's already got over 30 goals. And it's like, he's got 30 goals, and I think like in 62 or 63 games.
And he played for Team Canada.
Mm-hmm.
I tell you, the Sharks are going to be dangerous in like 2 or 3 years. If not this year, next. with how well they've drafted, and there was people talking about, oh, they're going to trade for Sergei Bobrovsky. Why? They don't need a goalie. And I think it was Dougie Hamilton that almost got traded there in the offseason. He's got a
I
no
think it'll be
trade
McKinnon.
clause, and he blocked the trade to San Jose.
The Sharks are only 1
Nate
point out of the
McKinnon.
final wild card spot.
Mhm.
Right.
Well, I got my vote for rookie of the year.
Won't be Celebrini.
No, rookie of the year.
How many goals does Celebrini have?
33.
33.
He has
Yeah.
over
Well,
30 goals. Celebrini
Yeah.
does win an award. I don't know what award. And maybe the Sharks coach wins Coach of the Year.
Maybe.
Because
But,
last year they weren't in the playoff. They weren't in the playoff on it all last
Maybe
year.
they'll
And
win
this
the
year
Hart.
they're one.
Yeah, maybe.
Where
Or the Art Ross.
I know Hedman's not going to win the Norris because he was out for
No,
a while. It's probably going
probably McCarr again.
to be McCarr.
Cal McCarr.
Yeah, I would say.
Cale McCarr. It's either going to be Cale McCarr or maybe Quinn Hughes.
I don't know if Hughes has done enough in Minnesota.
I would say Darren Radish. I think the priced themselves out of Darren Radish. And it sucks to say that he's played so well this year.
He has.
If Brad had to pick an MVP for the Lightning, and I think you would agree, I would have to say it's got to be Darren Radish. Because coming into the year, we didn't know if Darren Radish was going to be an everyday guy for the Lightning.
And you know what the only issue with that is? He's a restricted free agent.
No, he's unrestricted.
Oh, that's right, unrestricted. So he can go out at the end of the season and go out to a new team. Yep.
And they are not in the Lightning's division. One of them is in the Providence of Canada.
I think Lindy Ruff is
Coach of the Year.
Is Coach of the Year. Gotta be Lindy Ruff.
Oh yeah, Lindy Ruff's probably gonna win Coach of the Year because Buffalo
has 86 freaking points.
God awful in December.
They lead the division right now.
Mm-hmm. Although you can make a case for Monson.
Well, no, I'm saying he's probably gonna win it because if you go back to December, what was it, 10th? Or whenever they fired Kevin Adams, right after that is when they started playing good. And then the talk started, oh, is Lindy Ruff going to be next? Is he going to be fired next? If you fire Lindy Ruff at that point,
Lindy, they were not playing well. They were playing really bad.
Yes, they were.
But they are also injury bit. I remember listening to, because I was listening to we played them like game 4. And they had so many injuries to start the year. There was like, once they get healthy, they're gonna be dangerous, and sure shit they are.
Yeah, they were down to like their 3rd string goalie because Luukkonen was out, Lyon was out.
After they had, Tate Thompson wasn't out.
No, Tate Thompson might win the what award goes to the guy that scores the most goals?
McDavid.
The Rocket
McDavid.
Rocket Richard.
Yeah, it's the Rocket Shark David
McDavid.
Trophy, and it's going to David.
Yeah, I was gonna say it's got to be McDavid.
Yeah.
Who's gonna win the Vezina? Vasilevsky, maybe.
Vasilevsky.
I would have said
I don't
Hellebuyck.
really know. I don't know really who. Is there
Fall
anyone
off.
that's
Hellebuyck
out there
fall
that's?
off.
Let's see. Let's look at goalie stats. See who's the top right now.
I think it goes off. It's based off of like save percentage, goals against average, wins. I know it's not going to be Hellebuyck. Hellebuyck. He fell off of
It looks like as of right now,
a
it would
15-foot cliff.
It would be the kid in Utah, Karel
Vejmelka.
Correct. He's got the best goals against and the best save percentage so far.
Veggie.
Yep.
Does he have wins?
Then it's Saros and then Dustin Wolf.
All the man. And that's funny because Calgary is just absolutely garbage.
Yeah, and he's the third as of right now. He's the third best statistical goalie in the NHL right now.
That's crazy. So Calgary's horrible, but they have the third best goalie in the NHL.
The only strong point on the team.
Yeah, and they traded Rasmus Anderson, they traded Mackenzie Weegar at the deadline.
Yeah, they're blowing it up in Calgary.
They should just blow it up and let the young guy play. Huberdeau's probably gone in the season. Oh wait, and I believe they also traded Nathan Kadri too. Back to, of all teams, Colorado.
Back to Colorado,
like Colorado, yeah, like they needed any more help.
I think it'll probably be Vasilevsky.
They've already got
McDavid. Vezina.
Yeah, but like Colorado needed any more help to begin with. They've already got
let Colorado win the President's Trophy, and they won't win the Stanley Cup, so that's fine by me.
Oh, you mean the curse?
Yeah, let them win the President's Trophy, and then they'll lose the cup. They'll lose the cup. So. My boss is a Colorado Avalanche fan.
Colorado, you've been cursed. Can we please curse Boston too? All Boston sports except for the Red Sox.
Huh?
Oh wait,
no, like the Red Sox to be cursed.
No, not Boston. Curse all New York sports. Sorry, Lou.
Except the Jets and Rangers are already that way. So
it'd be the Knicks.
Oh, that's a tough spot for Lou. Lou, you're muted. Someone's got to unmute him. You're muted, buddy.
Lou.
Okay.
There we go. There you go, Lou. Okay.
Lou, are you a Sixers fan or a Knicks fan?
Knicks. Sixers.
He's a Knicks fan. He's a Knicks guy.
Well, can we? No, I was gonna say, can we curse the Knicks?
No.
Hey,
they've been cursed enough.
We have.
Oh yeah. Oh wait, because of that horrible James Dolan. Yeah, we're doing all this without. We're in fifth.
Yeah,
we're winning games without Wagner. And then Jalen
I just don't know about that.
Yeah.
Well, no, Suggs is back, but he's got a new haircut. He's gone bald. He cut off all
James
his hair.
Dolan. James Dolan was our curse.
And I
Yeah, so it's
still
Spike Lee.
somehow think his spirit's still with the Knicks.
Yeah, I'm afraid so. Ugh.
That's like me with the Rays. I kind of, and Brad, I don't know how you feel because
Mm.
you're also a Red Sox fan, but I kind of feel like Stu Sternberg's, even though he's not the owner anymore, I still feel like his spirit is still with the Rays. Even though they spent a little bit of money in free agency.
Just a little.
Well, they were they I know I heard something the other day on a new channel I'm following on YouTube, where they're trying to press for a salary floor of 140 million.
Interesting.
That's part of the new CBA.
Salary floor
Salary floor. Yeah.
of 140.
140. That's lowest you can pay your players as far as the payroll is that. Yes.
Right.
Oh, what a save. That's a good save. On Jake Gensel.
That's the one thing with Vazzy is you think it's a goal and he makes it look easy. The saves he makes.
Gibson's the starting goaltender for the Wings
He
tonight.
got to go tonight. That's good.
He just made a hell of a save. Jake Gensel was one on none. Ooh, good glove save.
Years ago, Vazzy against the Kings, Anze Kopitar came in, and Kopitar thought he had a goal, and Vasilevsky made a glove save with the catching glove behind his back, and Kopitar just looked up at the ceiling. He's like, "Are you kidding me?"
Well, that was similar to the save that Hellenbuck made in the Olympics on Team Canada. Not with the glove, with the stick. His stick behind his back stuck it out and got the puck out of the crease. That would have been a goal for Canada had that not happened. He's on his head in that game. That's all I'm going to say.
Yeah, he did.
Gold medal game.
And guess who the U.S. Is the U.S. playing right now in baseball?
Yes.
Is it going on right now? I thought they were all. I could be wrong.
No, they're alive. They play Canada tomorrow. But from here on out, it's win or you're gone.
Yeah, 3:00 in Houston. They're in the States. You got 2 games in Miami, 2 games in Houston. It's South Korea, Dominican Republic at 6:30 in Miami, Venezuela versus Japan at 9, and then Puerto Rico, Italy at 8 in Houston, and then USA, Canada at 3. So USA game is first, and the Puerto Rico, Italy game is at 8.
Is that tomorrow or?
That's tomorrow. The 2 games tomorrow are the South Korea, Dominican Republic, and the Puerto Rico, Italy game is tomorrow.
I heard U.S. and Canada was tomorrow too.
I see it, Lou, as Saturday, March 14th.
Oh,
wouldn't it? Wouldn't it be funny if the U.S. beats Canada in another sport again?
Yes.
I love it. Beating them in hockey twice, and that's Canada's sport. If we beat them in baseball, they have nothing to say until the baseball season starts officially. And maybe the Blue Jays win the World Series this year.
I don't know. I think the Blue Jays are going to fall off. I think the Blue Jays will be this year's Orioles.
This year's Baltimore Orioles. I was going to say this year's Baltimore Orioles.
Or the White Sox. Or the White Sox. Oh.
This year's Baltimore Orioles. You'll be on the top.
I think the White Sox are going to make big strides this year. Not saying they're going to be.
So they're going to win 30 games?
No, I think they win 70. 70.
Okay.
70 to 75, maybe 80.
How about the Rockies? What are they going to do?
They're going to win 10.
They're going to fold.
10? Wow, what an improvement.
65, because they're going through a rebuild. They got a whole new front office.
I'll be shocked if Washington. I'll be shocked if Chicago and Colorado combined for 75 wins.
Yeah.
I think the White Sox are going to be. I know we're discrediting them right now, but I think they're going to be better this year than they were.
But they would
last
have to get better to suck.
That is
They're below,
true.
they're even below that level.
I mean, if you
Losers.
dug a basement and you dug a crawl space and then
Yes.
you dug down a little bit further, you would find the
Oh,
Chicago White Sox.
Here we go into building houses. Lord
You
have
would
mercy.
do a whole
What
other
is this
time.
show become? Brad, get this show back under control.
Well,
You will
you
go home
see,
deeper than
you
time.
see what it is that the Chicago White Sox and the Colorado Rockies are built on a foundation of lies.
Yes. They are. Fools. Morons.
Actually, let's look at this right now. In spring
Yeah.
training,
Okay.
their combined record right now
Yes.
is 21-17. The Rockies are 10-8. The White Sox are 11-9 in the Cactus League. So they're
Well,
both
enjoy it. I have to enjoy, guys, because once the season starts, you'll be back down in the basement again anyway. So enjoy this while you have it. Enjoy your
Well, and it is
season.
it is spring training though.
Yeah.
So.
Insane.
Because when the regular season comes, we know
There's
when
that
the regular season comes, we know you're gonna be a turd.
meant. At least you're not the Toronto Maple Leafs who are what was it when they played the Lightning the other night, Brad? 4-2.
All you have to do anything on the Maple Leafs is just watch Steve Dangle. You want to know how bad the Leafs
There you
are?
go.
Just watch Steve. That'll tell you how bad the Leafs are.
Yes. Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, it will.
Just watch Steve.
Dangle.
He'll tell you how bad they are.
I can tell by they already.
I love when
Oh, right in point.
when he pops up on my YouTube feed, I click on it automatically because I know it's gonna be a good. I know it's gonna be a good video.
Yeah, it's gonna be good. I love it.
For who?
It's like 38 games. I wish I was better at extrapolating.
What was the Rockies and the White Sox last? What was their overall records a year ago?
Really bad?
The Rockies.
Yeah.
God, I remember we talked about them like every week on our show last year, and when Walt Weiss was going to get fired, and when the GM was going to get fired, that took up like maybe 25 minutes of our show when we would talk about baseball last.
43-119 was the Rockies last year.
Yep.
And the Sox were 60 and 102.
Yeah.
Yeah, there you go. So they combined just for over 100 wins a year ago. Just over 100 wins. That's a combined.
What's going to be this year?
Well,
Oh,
who's going to be down there with them? Is it the Royals? Is it
the
Nationals?
I'll go Royals.
I like the Pirates.
I think the game is over in Tampa. Brandon Point scored a goal. They cleared the net with 3 minutes left, and the Lightning are up 4-1 in the third period.
It's over.
Whatever.
So now we're tied with Buffalo for first place again.
I don't like the sound of this.
No, I think the Sabres are still up by 2 points. I think we were behind by 4 points. Unless the Sabres lose.
Look. Well, I can tell you right now what the score of the Buffalo game is. Uno momento, Portabor.
All right. So Pacers.
2-1 Capitals. Minute to go.
Thank you.
All right.
And for you, Brad, the Red Sox lost today in spring training.
To the Twins. Yep, 8-5.
Yeah, you'll be 2 points behind Buffalo.
Okay.
Ooh. Hey, Boston's losing 4-1 in the third period with 3 minutes left to the Sharks.
I know somebody's not happy about that one.
San Jose's, both of them are. San Jose's fighting to get into the wild card. Boston's already in that spot, but again, Columbus is not far behind.
Florida and Columbus are tied at 1. And Anaheim's doing us no favors. Toronto's up 5-3.
Oh, Steve's
Dallas
going to have a
is
good
up-
video tomorrow. He'll be happy.
Yeah.
Steve Dangle's going to
As
be
long as they don't
happy.
fall apart.
Yeah, Steve will be happy if they don't fall apart. They fall apart, he'll have a
2-2 Winnipeg
his
and
head
the
will
Rangers.
explode.
What is Columbus doing? Are they idle tonight?
Flyers are tied at 1.
Come on.
Who?
God damn it, Florida.
I'm looking at all the scores right now. Carolina's down 2-1. Columbus and Florida going to a shootout.
Come on. Son of a bitch.
What?
No, Columbus gets the point.
Yeah.
Did they?
Yeah, because they're going to a shootout.
They won in overtime? Or a shootout?
They're headed to a shootout, so Columbus will get at least a point.
All right.
Oh, that's another good save. Wow. I'm very sure. Yeah, good save. Good save by Gibson. 1 minute to go. 1 minute left in the third period. For how bad the Lightning are playing, there's still a lot of people in the building. We've had a bad go of it here recently. But they're still not bad.
Mm-hmm.
My dog is laying on my feet right now.
I'm right
Waiting.
back.
She's waiting. We've got a little while, but she's waiting to go out.
Where yours that is.
So you guys have the coach that won the gold medal is the head coach of the Rangers, right?
Right. Too bad he can't help the Rangers.
So we beat Detroit. Okay.
All right.
Yeah, we win 4-1 at home. Not bad. Bounce back. We needed a win. We were scuffling there for a little while. Hopefully this leads to more wins.
Yeah.
Columbus lost in overtime.
Okay.
I would say we get the 1 point.
They still get 1
Yeah,
point.
you get a point. You get a point. You get a point. You know.
You get the Bettman point.
You get the pity point.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was watching. So on YouTube the other day, I was watching this guy that does rebuilds on the video game NHL, and he did this rebuild where he changed up all the rules. There was no salary cap. If you won in regulation, you got 3 points. 1 in overtime, 2. 1 point if you lost in time or a shootout. And I'm like, dude, how does that make any sense? That's stupid. And then if you lost in regulation, you got 0 points. I'm like, dude, how does that make any sense? And then turning off salary cap.
Well, I mean, if you're gonna play in a fantasy game, why not embrace it? Turn off all the rules.
Right.
And he did a fantasy draft, but he didn't draft his team. He put it on auto draft. Like he simulated the entire draft. I'm like, dude, really? And he had the number 1
Why
pick.
you do that?
He had like the 15th pick, and he randomized the draft order 3 times. I'm like, dude, it's not right. You had the 15th pick. He's like, oh, I want the number 1 pick, and he didn't end up taking McDavid.
I don't know if
And
I
I'm like,
would
dude,
take.
how does that make
I
any
don't know if I
sense?
would take McDavid number one overall. Not if I was doing a full. I think I would take Vasilevsky number one.
I think I would too.
Start with the goaltender.
Yeah, you need a good goalie.
But
You can build a solid team around a good goalie.
I agree. And,
I think
and goalies win Stanley Cups.
goalies
I mean,
win championships. Defense wins championships, bro.
yeah,
This is not what I like seeing. The Magic are in overtime against the
No.
Wizards.
Oh God, how can you be doing? Isn't that illegal?
What?
Did Detroit beat Philadelphia?
Yeah, I beat him good. 127, 108,
I'm
103,
watching Prime
109,
right now.
130,
I'm watching
131,
Prime right now,
109.
and it's Celtics Thunder getting ready to start here in about 5 minutes. I don't watch NBA basketball that often, but there's
Yeah,
nothing else on. So
I usually watch. I watch a lot more basketball at this time of year.
I tell you this,
Mhm.
the Thunder are
Well-
good. SGA and Chet.
Yep.
Well, I just don't like the NBA product. I feel like when we talked about when the other Alec was a part of the show, we talked about making the NBA more interesting and more engaging, and I think
Well,
and
and
talking about
the problem I have with the NBA is the All-Star game. They've ruined the All-Star game. The entire weekend.
well, All-Star games are stupid.
yeah, they've
They've ruined the dunk contest, and people were getting on them for putting a guy that's injured in the 3-point contest and Damian Lillard. And I guess Damian Lillard ended up winning the 3-point contest.
Well, I think I've talked to Brad about it, and I think I talked about it on the
People
show.
are like, that's wrong. Damian Lillard.
But I think they
should be illegal to be in overtime with the Wizards.
That's what I'm saying. Not a crime.
And the Wizards have Anthony Davis, who hasn't touched the court at all for them.
Yeah, he's out hurt. They knew that. There was money reasons.
Which, are we surprised?
No, of course not.
No.
Charles,
it's Anthony Davis. He's
right. But
glass.
No, I had
Anthony
a proposal for
Glassbones
All-Star
Davis.
Weekend.
Do it like the NHL does.
No, do away with it, and create Fan Fest, a weekend where all. I was thinking about this as NHL, not necessarily NBA, but NHL. You have a forward, a defenseman, and a goalie. Each team nominates. The fan bases nominate a representative from each position group, and then the last year's the two championship coaches and do it like a con. Do it like a big celebration. You have the skills competition.
Yeah.
And then you just do it like a con. Everybody comes out, hangs out, there's vendors, there's treats, there's merch, there's meet and greets and panels and instead of having I love a skills competition. I think skills competitions are fun. Guys, you don't have to put your full uniform on. You just go out there and in your skates and in your slacks and a jersey, and nobody has to go out and bang around for a game that means nothing. You have your fastest skater, your hardest shot. Obviously goalie would have to get geared up, but maybe the fans pick two goalies to get dressed, and then each team sends a representative to take part in the skills competition. Their most skilled player. Maybe it's Kucherov for
point.
Okay.
Maybe it's Brady
So
Point. Maybe
we've
Cooper
got a
Rush.
signing in the NFL. Jaquan Brisker signed with the Steelers for $5.5 million a year.
I don't even know who that is. I don't recognize the name.
He played for the Bears last year.
Yeah.
Good for him. Make the money well started to be made. And just have a celebrate. It's a 4-day weekend. You know, split it right in the middle. Game 41 is the last game of the year. Everybody plays that, especially if you could do it on a Saturday. You have all 32 teams in action. You have all six teams playing each other. You have Detroit and Toronto and Boston and Montreal and Chicago and New York.
Yeah.
And then, you have rivalry games, New Jersey and the Islanders, Buffalo
Lightning
and
Panthers.
Philadelphia, or Philly and Pittsburgh would be a good one.
Yeah.
The Battle of Florida,
The Battle of Ontario,
yeah,
Calgary, and
Edmonton.
Edmonton,
yep,
and then Vancouver and
Winnipeg.
Ottawa,
What'd you put?
Ottawa, Montreal, Toronto.
No, because Montreal is playing Boston.
Yeah, the original six.
Yes.
Yep.
Ottawa. There's no more Canadian teams left in.
Yeah, because Ottawa's, and then you put them up against
136 and 131 Orlando. 50 seconds left in overtime.
you put Toronto in or Ottawa and you know what would be good is Ottawa and Minnesota. I like that.
Yeah, I like that too.
Then Anaheim, San Jose. And you can rotate this every year as you go into All-Star weekend. Like what you do is every year, you do, Detroit plays Toronto, right? And 20. Let's say if I'm commissioner for a day, and I get control of All-Star weekend. That last Saturday before All-Star weekend, and then you could even stretch. You could do it on a Wednesday. I don't necessarily like it on a Wednesday. I think it should be better. I think it would be better on a Saturday. And then you could take that
136, 131 Orlando.
Is that a final?
Yep.
And then you could take that whole week off from Saturday to Saturday and have a whole week of cons.
Oh my goodness! Ohio State beat Iowa 72-69.
Oh boy.
Wisconsin barely beat Washington. Purdue beat Northwestern 81-68. Who does it? Oh, hey. Out of Michigan, Ohio State for the third time this year in basketball. Tomorrow at noon.
4-3. No.
Okay.
Illinois, Wisconsin, Purdue, Nebraska. So if we beat Michigan tomorrow, who would we play Saturday?
Yeah.
If we beat Michigan. I won't be able to watch that tomorrow. I work at noon. Dang it.
I thought he was back.
Who's that?
Is he not back for Boston?
Tatum?
Yeah. Thought he was back. He's on the bench. He's not in uniform either.
Well, they might. Is this a back? Let me see.
Yeah, isn't playing.
I think Ball played last night.
Oh, okay, because they're in OKC. I don't know if they had a home game or they were on the road. I don't know.
No, they did not play last night, but they must have him on like
They ruled him out with because of just Davis out for good injury management. Okay, they're just resting him.
Okay.
they play Saturday at 6:00 against the Wizards. Well, the Magic play Saturday against Miami in Miami at 8:00. Why? Why does that make any sense? Why are you playing at 8:00 at night?
Yeah.
Saturday.
Is that an ABC game?
Unless there's something going on in Miami earlier in the day. I don't know.
There's always something going on in Miami.
Uh-huh.
What?
Always something going on in Miami.
Mm-hmm.
Magic. Orlando Magic. Orlando Magic.
Real quick, but what's going on? I haven't looked at anything yet. What's going on in NASCAR? I haven't looked at anything for quite a while.
Well, Tyler Reddick finally lost after
Okay.
after winning the first 3 races. He took Daytona, Atlanta, and Circuit of the Americas, and then Ryan Blaney won at Vegas last week. Yeah, Vegas. Young season. The thing that I wanted to talk about, if we're going to talk NASCAR, which we don't talk NASCAR much anymore without the whiny butt. I don't know, I'll leave it at that. Being around.
Right.
There's
I know who he's talking about.
So do I.
But there's a lot.
Let me in on who
he.
he's talking about.
I'll tell you off air.
Yeah, we'll tell you off air.
Stick around after the show, and we'll talk for a couple minutes. There's a rash of social media personalities trying to break into the business now. The most prominent one is Cletus McFarland, and he's made a handful of starts over the last couple of years, and he's ruffled the feathers of the old guard. And I think the problem is that the thing used to be back in the day, you raced your local short track, but if you have the money to go racing trucks or racing ARCA, why would you spend? It's expensive to go racing. Just to go short track race, to go to your local short track, it's expensive. You buy a car, say you buy a late model stock car, and it runs you $25,000. And you buy a motor, to buy a chassis and body, costs you $25,000. You can buy a motor, and that's $9,000. You're already set back.
Yeah.
You're already looking at $35,000. You buy tires, that's another $1,000. Then you got to set it up. You got to know what you're doing. Where if you have the money, if you have $50,000 laying around to fool around with, you can get a mid-level truck ride and just go out there and race, as opposed to having to pull together $50,000 or $70,000. If you have $70,000 of your own money to put together to give to a race team that can give you it's already got all the bells and whistles and parts and pieces, and they just need a driver. You give them $70,000, they'll give you a seat because it's expensive to go racing, and especially if you want to do this full time. If your initial investment of $70,000 to go short track racing at your local short track, if you want to be competitive and you want to have a good car, you need full-time people to be able to be around you, to coach you, to drill, and get you really race ready. And it's just not financially feasible to do that when it's just as financially feasible to go and get a top tier or a mid tier truck ride. And it rubs the old heads, it rubs the old bald heads, or balding heads, as they bitterly cling to their youth in their 60s, in the old ways of doing it, where you could go and you could just buy a 50 years ago, when specifically speaking about Kyle Petty. Kyle Petty was on Twitter, which Kyle Petty doesn't need to be on Twitter. He's too old. Complaining about
Kyle Petty.
Complaining about not necessarily Cletus McFarland, but not Cletus McFarland by arose by any other name, right?
Cletus, is that you calling my name?
And
I'm here all week.
Yeah, we know.
We know. So am I.
And so but my thing is, Brad Keselowski was talking about it. Brad Keselowski, Kyle Petty, the old, the old guard and the new guard, the right guard, which is an antiperspirant, because y'all stink. They complain about these new guys coming up and not doing it the right way, or doing it a different way. And Tommy Baldwin and all these media cranks, tugging on their own horn. My feeling about it is like, back in the day, you could put together, if you had 70 grand, you could race all year. You could buy a car, buy 3 or 4 motors, buy 4 or 5 sets of tires. You could hire a couple of, you could get a couple of local mechanics to come out and give you a hand, get the car set up, and go race all year long. Now 70 grand is it's the entry fee for a car for one race. And if you do anything to it, if you damage anything, you break anything, and that's not, those are the the basic components: a motor, 4 wheels, and a body. That's not all. That's not counting, shocks and back in the day, you took an old 1967 Nova, welded the door shut, threw a roll cage in it, welded the door shut, and ripped everything out of it, threw everything away, slapped the roll cage in it, welded the door shut, and bought a fire suit, and you were race ready.
Right.
And if you want to go racing, if you have any aspirations of making the big time, of coming from the grassroots, whatever you may consider grassroots, you've got to have money. You can't, it's not 1976 anymore. Because I was thinking about that earlier in the week. When Dale Earnhardt broke into racing, when he finally got his cup shot, he made the most. He was already in his mid-20s. He wasn't some young guy. He was in his mid-20s. He had been racing for decades at that point. And I think that the problem they have is that they didn't cut their teeth in the way that other guys cut their teeth.
Right.
And and it's like, it's like if you were a baseball player, right? And you had an opportunity, let's say you're in your 30s, you were 26 or 28, and you decided you wanted to go play baseball. Never played. You were one of those hotshot baseball player guys on TikTok. You had a personality. You could crush a ball. You just get a hold of a ball and crush it. And and next thing you know, you're on, the Red Sox give you a call and say, hey, come to AA. Play ball with us for play a couple of games with us. You gonna turn it down? No, of course not. And it's kind of, I kind of feel like that's the same principle of the thing. Like, if you were an indie wrestler, you go back to wrestling. If you're some local jobber wrestling on the weekends for fun, making $500, and WWE called you and said, hey, NXT's got an opening, you available this weekend? Yeah, I'm on the next flight. You never know. You never know. You might make the,
That's right. You know.
opportunity only knocks
In overtime,
if you're
there were
listening.
multiple people that contributed here tonight. One of them
Yeah.
joins
And if
us now.
you don't take advantage of those opportunities, if you don't go after what you're wanting,
congrats on the victory.
you'll live with regrets for your whole life. Yeah, of course. Unfortunately for Cletus, he made one mistake and wrecked the truck. I mean, but I was watching the Cup race at Phoenix last week. I know the best 40 drivers in the world, the best 40 stock car drivers in the world, or 40 of the best stock car drivers in the world. And Logano, 3-time champion, multiple 500 wins, dozens of wins, with 80 laps to go, long way to go to the finish, makes a stupid ass move and takes out 4 cars. And he's been doing it for 20 years now. Almost 20 years. He's been doing it for 17 years. And he's been racing cars for longer than that. And he still makes a bonehead move and wipes out 4 good race cars. And you're gonna complain about Cletus McFarland, who has almost no experience getting an opportunity that 99.9999 to the infinity percentage of the people that do this, that enjoy this thing and enjoy anything would commit federal crimes to try to do.
Oh, absolutely.
Had a better showing earlier, but that wasn't the case.
And I think that's and the thing is that we want personalities. We want.
I think that's our mindset. It's the stretch of the game. It's a race to the finish. I think.
We want drivers with more pizzazz. We want drivers with more fire in the belly, right? For want of a better term. But and then when you get a young passionate guy who wants to try to make it and wants to try to bring more interest into something that he enjoys, wants to get younger people into the thing because he enjoys racing cars, he enjoys NASCAR, he enjoys being around the sport, and you belittle him and you berate him and you try to drive a wedge between him and the fan base, saying he's not doing it the right way. All you're doing is breeding contempt.
Yeah.
On Saturday.
Right.
And is Cletus talented? Don't know. I haven't seen him. He's only made 4 truck starts and 6 ARCA starts. He's got 2 top 10 finishes in ARCA. So I mean that's
good though.
A good start. Good start. I mean,
Yeah, I was gonna say.
More seat time. He needs more seat time, but
you got times already this year. Go make it 5.
But you got to start somewhere. So that's what it takes. Obviously, what's happening is you have what you mentioned earlier. The old guard doesn't like what the new guard is doing, so the sport is shifting to a new way of getting into becoming a driver, and they don't like it. So it is what it is.
I just looked at just because I was curious. This comes out in California. It's a fully built race car with everything you need to get off the ground and get rolling, and they want $60,000 for it.
Yeah, there you go.
That one's 50. That one's 20. That one that's the trailer. Oh, and then and that's a trailer. If you're not. Race ready car, and you're already at more. I'm not sure where that is. That's $20,000.
For our dirt workers on the team, Wendell Carter Jr. Those guys are always going to have a special place in your heart, no question.
And then if you need,
big rebounds late as you mentioned, always solid on the defensive end. Take a look at our final stats here tonight.
That's $35,000. So I mean, it's not like you can just get in and you can get in for $500. Just go get a.
Give the Wizards a
just go and buy a race car and get after it.
Yeah, it's changed.
a whole lot of games, but the second comes in.
Do you guys want to call this show right there?
I'm good
All
with
right.
that.
Okay.
Let's talk about your show.
All right. Enhanced Sports Show continues. Continues on Saturday, 4 to 6 p.m. Eastern Time. We'll cover, of course, the College Basketball Conference Championships. What's it called? Championship Weekend. We'll continue on with the WBC as well. WBC. Also, the Players Golf Championship, which is going on right now. We already got 2 people out for that as well. Must check the injury reports. Preseason MLB. We got a lot of NFL news to carry over, so you might want to hear about that. And of course, NBA and NHL regular season and WWE, UFC. Also, your thoughts and comments. The ridiculous sign of the week, sports trivia, this date in history, this date in sports history, and the inspiring story of the week. So remember, and it's also a milestone because this week starts my 10th year of national podcasting. Oh boy! Wow.
Congrats, Lou.
Yeah. So, and of course, any bad jokes to my writers. Oh boy. Okay. So, remember the number is 512-543-4662. Don't forget to like and share the page if you can, and remember we're on Facebook Live.
Or you can use the app. Just enter that.
All right, well, that will wrap up the show. Again, this has been the Walker Report. We are part of NGSC Sports. Remember, your website is ngscsports.com for all your current sports content. I am the sports reporter, Brian Walker. But before I go, thank the men and women of our armed services and our first responders for doing what you do. Until next Thursday, guys, we'll be back. Next Thursday, guys, we'll go through our bracket for March Madness as the tournament starts. So we'll do that next week. But until then, everyone, stay safe out there, everyone. Peace.
Peace.